All right, bringing in PhillyInfluencer.com. I'm your man, Sean Brace. That's right, episode 2. Thank you very much. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, seeing, all that good stuff, please subscribe to the YouTube page. Find me on Twitter at Sean_Brace, and there's a Facebook page as well. And check out the website, PhillyInfluencer.com. Going really hard, doing some other stuff. Hopefully you will enjoy some videos. Got some things cooked up for the Sixers draft party. That's right around the corner. I can't wait. Hopefully we can get another Summer League banner up there, right? So enough of the good stuff. Let's get to the nooks and crannies of what went down today. Philadelphia Eagles. The story of the day today. Shady McCoy. Yeah, again. Matt Lombardo digging up and doing some research about 2008. I guess Chip Kelly addressing a coach's clinic. I want to say that's correct, at USC. Basically came out and said, when he was talking about the read option, his running backs, he doesn't want them to be jingle-footed. He doesn't want them to look to hit the home run. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. 2 years ago, when Shady McCoy went for over 1,600 yards and 300 carries and didn't miss a football game, nobody had a problem with him. But last year, the Eagles struggled. They lost some football games, missed the playoffs. Shady McCoy only went for 1,300 yards. Pretty damn good season. Top 5 running back in the league. Didn't miss a football game, even though he took his hardest hit in an Eagles uniform against the Skins. But that wasn't good enough. And I'm okay with that, because here's the bottom line. Bottom line is this. If you're an Eagles fan, what are you saying? What gives me the best chance to win? Well, let's talk about the run game. That's it. Let's focus on the run game right now. The three-headed monster of Chris Polk, Darren Sproles, and Shady McCoy last year, or would you rather DeMarco Murray, Ryan Matthews, and Darren Sproles this year? I think you're going to get more runs, or more yards, more production, equaling more points, all right, with this year's unit compared to what they had last year. And oh, by the way, you can't sleep on this, all right? Can't sleep on this. Chip knew he had to free up money to go out there and help out on the defensive side of the football. Remember, they went after McCoy. They weren't able to get him. He was a high-priced safety, okay? They signed Byron Maxwell to how much, what did he get, $63 million? I forget what was guaranteed, but still, he had to go out and spend that money, plus he was able to get a linebacker with Kiko Alonso. I want to talk to you about defense, by the way, too, as well, before we get out of here. But that's what it comes down to. What unit is more nasty in your mind? I'll take this year's unit, DeMarco Murray, Ryan Matthews, and Darren Sproles. If there's 1 yard to get, yeah, I'll take this year's unit versus what last year produced, okay? Wasn't a big Chris Polk guy, even though he was banged up in the beginning of the season. He showed you a little bit at the end of the year. Wasn't getting too carried away with him. Darren Sproles, I'd like to see Chip Kelly get a little bit more creative this year, get him the football. Hopefully Ryan Matthews can stay healthy. We'll see how that plays out. And Shady McCoy had a great season last year. All right, 1,300 yards, you can't sleep on that, but still, maybe Chip Kelly was saying, all right, it's getting a little long in the tooth. We had him 2 straight years. It's time to move on. But I think the number one factor, and put this jingle-footed conversation to the side, all that, I think he knew he had to free up money. He was able to get Kiko Alonso in the deal. And he was saying, you know what, this is a no-brainer. We're making that move. Shady McCoy is now up in Buffalo, believe it or not, with all this conversation about Shady. You would think he's still wearing an Eagles uniform. News out of Buffalo, Rex Ryan, yeah, that's right, you know Rex likes to run the football, is telling everybody up in Buffalo, Shady, get ready, you're going to carry the football over 300 yards again this year, and that's fine, because he is a workhorse type of back when you are paying him $26.5 million guaranteed. Yes, he should get the football 8-ton up there. So we'll see how that plays out. I have no confidence in Rex Ryan in offense. Who knows who will be the Buffalo Bills quarterback this year. I actually feel bad for Shady. I might stay away from you this year in fantasy football, Shady. No disrespect, but best of luck up there. You're no longer with the Eagles. See ya. I would much rather this year's running backs versus last year. Hands down. I think we can all agree with that. Back to the defense. I'm excited. I'm excited about the defense because this year there are 5 studs in this squad. 5. Kiko Alonso, Michael Kendricks, Connor Barwin, Fletcher Cox, and Byron Maxwell. 5 absolute studs right there. 5 guys that can make a play. 5 guys that can step up on 3rd down and long and finally get this frickin' defense off the field and get the offense back to football. Chip Kelly, let's go drive down the field and score a touchdown. We'll see what happens with the quarterback's position, but we're not discussing that right now. Defense, I'm excited. I haven't been this excited about the defense for years right now, it feels like. And on the back end, I know everybody's scratching their head. Well, wait. What about the secondary? I kind of like the idea of Walter Thurman at safety. We'll see how that plays out. We'll see if he remains healthy. He was battling injuries last year with the Giants. That's why they didn't bring him back this year. But he said, you know what? I know this defense. I played this defense in college. Even though I didn't suit up at the safety position, I know what it takes to play that position because it's all about ball hawking skills. I like the idea of Walter Thurman at safety, Malcolm Jenkins at safety, Byron Maxwell at corner, and the opposite corner is a little interesting. It's a little hairy, but we'll see what happens with Nolan Carroll. Right now, he's getting reps with the #1 team. But again, they have depth at that position. Look at all the guys they drafted this year. 3 draft picks at the cornerback position, plus a number of guys left over from last year. I like Eric Rowe. I like a lot of people out there. So we'll see what he's able to do in training camp this year. But Nolan Carroll looks like the guy that will actually get the start this year. Again, it's the first week of June. We got a long way to go. We'll see how this plays out. But I am getting excited about the defense. I have all the confidence in the world with Chip Kelly. Trust in Chip. You know, Adam Schefter was asked the other day about Sam Bradford being the quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. And he came back and fired just a simple tweet. You got to trust Chip. That's it. Look what he's able to do with Sanchez. Look what he's able to do with Nick Foles, Michael Vick. Now, Tim Tebow is another story. I don't think he's able to do much with Tim Tebow, especially after today. A lot of people chime in, all the media down there at the OTA saying Tebow, yeah, he doesn't look all that good. I told you from day one, he's not making this roster. Matt Barkley is your #3 quarterback. And before you go all crazy, Matt Barkley stinks, blah, blah, blah. Fact is, if the #3 quarterback has to play, I don't care who the hell it is, you're in trouble. I don't care what team it is, you're probably going to lose. So, Tim Tebow, C off the 53. It didn't look too good in the OTAs. I know Tebow lovers. It pains me to tell you this, but you got to get used to it. He's not going to be on this roster. Some other news and notes from the OTAs today. Marcus Smith still dealing with the groin injury. That is not good. And Nelson Aguilar, the rookie, obviously from USC, first-round pick, looked good. Albert Beer from the NFL Network put out a tweet saying, man, he is fast and shifty. So those are the things you want to see right now. Long way to go. I think we're 100 days away from opening day, that Thursday night football game. Can't wait for this season. Can't wait for September. Some other stuff that I wanted to get to real quick before we get out of here. As we transition into the NBA Finals, that's right, Thursday. Thank goodness. I can't wait to see LeBron versus Steph Curry, just like everybody else. Vegas is trying to push me. Vegas is trying to push me to the Cavs. You're giving me LeBron James 2-1. Kyrie's going to be back. I'm sorry. I think the Cavs are the best team that the Golden State Warriors have faced so far in the playoffs. I know Memphis was a good squad. I get that. But Cleveland can score. We'll see. Yeah, I can't wait for this series. Obviously, it has something to do with how bad the Eastern and the Western Conference Finals were. It obviously has something to do with LeBron versus Steph. But I am right now leaning towards the Cavs. I don't know why. I think it is because of the money, the 2-1 factor. We shall see. But Thursday, right around the corner. Enough of the MJ versus LeBron debate. All right, I'm going to get into that a little bit tomorrow. And finally, I want to wrap up with this. John Bones Jones, I don't know if you checked this out at PhillyInfluencer.com. The video was posted. That's right, the New Mexico Police Department was wearing the chest cams. John Bones Jones, UFC middleweight champion, former middleweight champion, that's right, was in an accident, hit and run, took off. A scary, scary video, man. And it's really interesting to be inside the cop's mind as he was going into the car, pulling out Magnum condoms, and, you know, he pulls out all the UFC paperwork. He's like, holy shit, this is John Bones Jones. So check that out. That's at PhillyInfluencer.com. If you like what you hear, like what you see, please subscribe to the YouTube page. Hit me up on Twitter at Sean_Brace, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.